Hi there, homebrewers. I'm William, and you're watching Firebrew TV, the official homebrew YouTube channel of the Firehouse Beer Works. And this, incidentally, is my first successfully produced YouTube video. Not the first attempt, mind you, but the first one that's actually made it to being produced. And so with that, let's get on with things, because I've got several items I want to cover with you, and do so and respect your time. And probably the first one I'll begin with on the agenda is a question or an answer to it, and it's, why is it taking so long for me to produce a video? Now, for some of you that may have come by the channel periodically here and there over the year that I've had it, have noticed that I haven't put anything up, no videos. And there's reasons for that. However, there are no excuses for it. Basically, if I'm not working, I'm brewing, and if I'm not brewing, I'm working. And if I'm not brewing or working, well, then I'm doing things with the family, working on the house, or watching you people, watching all of you out there, and what you're doing on your own channels. So that's what I've been doing, or that's why I haven't made a channel, or at least the reasons. And I know that YouTube is not supposed to be that. It's supposed to be collaborative. That's the beauty of it, is it gets people involved, and it's just time for me to get off the sidelines and start making some videos. Mind you, I've made some attempts. It's not been for a lack of some trying on a few occasions. I guess that my skill level is here, and my expectations are up here, so I've kind of had to get those evened out so I can actually have some success. So that's why it's taken a while. And I appreciate your patience. So next question is, why are you calling your channel Firebrew TV, and why is your brewery called Firehouse Beer Works? Well, if you kind of hadn't put two and two together, the reason is, my day job is I'm a firefighter, and that's what I've done for the last 30 years, nearly 30 years, and it's what pays the bills, and I love what I do. I love firefighting. I love the occupation, and my hobby that takes me away from some of that and kind of puts some things in perspective is homebrewing, and so it was kind of a marriage of the two. And so I thought, I'll probably never have my own nano or microbrewery, but I can always have the fantasy of that, and so that's kind of a little bit of that. So I named my brewery, at least for now, the Firehouse Beer Works, and I wanted to have a title for my YouTube channel that was more than just William Hunt 145512 or something like that. So that's kind of the reason why. Next, let's move on to something that I'm very knowledgeable about, and I really like to talk about too, and that's me. No, actually, I think that it really is kind of important for you to know a little bit about me and maybe where I come from in terms of skill and things in homebrewing. And because I know when I've gone to other channels, sometimes you really don't know anything about the person. So that's the part of this video, is to just provide a little bit of introduction, and tell you just a little bit about me, and that way, if I say something later on that's really kind of stupid, you can say, oh, well, he's an idiot because he doesn't know anything. But anyway, I've been brewing for, let's see, about 4 years. My wife says it's more like about 5, and she might be right. I actually started out about 10 years ago as a winemaker, and then as things would have it, later on I got introduced to brewing from a friend who said pretty much, hey, you got the equipment to make wine. For the most part, you got the equipment to make beer. And so at that time I was really a winemaker that made a little bit of beer, and over time have evolved into a home brewer that makes a little bit of wine. So that's kind of been the progression over the last several years. I would call myself an intermediate home brewer. I have the basic skills down pretty good. I kind of know what I don't know, if you kind of understand. Uh, so I'm by no means a professional brewer. By no means an expert brewer, but I can kind of get through a recipe, so to speak. And let's see. Um, oh, kind of the type of brewing I'm doing. Really, when I went into brewing, I really started out doing the partial mash. I never really messed with full extract brewing. I've always done the partial mash brewing type. And I will say that I have brewed a Mr. Beer kit, and I will be probably one of the few people that will admit that actually I liked what it produced. I had a good time with that. Lately, I've been doing all grain brewing. I've made that transition. I really enjoy the control that you get with the all grain brewing, and some of the different things that you can do, and just how you get to interact with the ingredients and with the process a whole lot more than you do even with partial mash. So that's a little bit about me and kind of where my skills are. Again, I'll say, I'm by no means an expert, and so some of the things that I may say come in the future, you take it with that in mind. What's next? Oh, the SJ Porr Challenge. Those of you that you homebrewers that know who SJ Porr is, and if you haven't been to his channel, check him out. Great guy, very entertaining. You won't want to miss checking out his channel. But anyway, SJ several months ago came up with a brewing challenge that he put out there to the brewing community, where he gave out a list of basic brewing ingredients. So you had to have these ingredients, and then after that, you could pretty much do what you wanted to. So you could add some more grains up to a total grain bill. I think it was around about 12 pounds that you had to stay within. I might be a little bit wrong there. And then your hops, free to do with what you want with the hops, free to do with what you want with the yeast, your boiling schedules, all that, and just see what we come up with. So I've entered that, and a couple weeks ago sent my submissions off to the hub, the East and the West Coast hubs. SJ Porr being the East Coast hub in the United States, and the West Coast hub being Clement's Homebrew. And what's going to be exciting about that is when the beers get out to the hubs, then they're going to repackage everything and then send them back out to all of the Brew Challenge participants, and we're going to get to sample everybody's beer. So I'm going to have some packages coming in the next few days or so, and I think 15 from SJ and 15 from Clements. So I'm going to get to try 30 different beers from homebrewers all across the United States. Maybe even some countries too, because the challenge has gone beyond the United States. There's participants in New Zealand, and I think in England, and several other countries as well. So it's really been a neat and fun process. I'll talk more about that as we get there. I'm going to have to do some brew videos, or rather some brew reviews. I'll tell you, I'm no homebrew reviewer. I'll give it my best shot, but we'll see how that goes. So that's going to be coming up. All right, so now what else have I got coming up? What am I going to be doing with the channel? That's one of the things that I get asked is what do you plan to do with your channel? And I don't know. We'll just kind of see how things go. That's the neat thing about the beer community is you got the homebrewers out here, you've got the DIY guys, you got the professional brewers. You even got these guys that put on ski masks and drink 40-ounce malt liquor in 10 minutes. So there's a variety of things that you can do, and you can incorporate all of that. I'm just going to kind of let the channel go with the flow, so to speak, and kind of talk about some of the things that I want to talk about, and we'll just see how things go and see what you like. Some things I do have coming up, and pardon me, it's a little humid out here suddenly. What's coming up? I already talked about the SJ Porr beer reviews. Those will be coming up. Depending on how many I get successfully delivered that make it through the mail process, I'll be doing those. A brewery tour, or the tour of the brew house. I've got that coming up. Back behind me, that's my brew house, and I'm going to show you around that a little bit as I get it straightened back up a little bit and it's a little bit more presentable. Show that around to you. I've got a special project going on right now, and I'll kind of reveal that as I move along with it. That's going to be exciting. I think you're going to like that. Maybe a little do-it-yourself stuff. I'll talk to you a little bit about some of the things that I'm brewing, some of the beers I've been making. I try to keep something going all the time, with the schedule and family and kids, and it's almost gets difficult to get the time to, to brew. So as I make those, and I'll kind of show you a little bit about what I've got on tap and what's kind of coming in the pipeline. So that's kind of what I've got in the pipeline, hopefully ready for you in the next few weeks. Maybe as things get better and we go along, maybe the quality of my videos will get a little bit better. This one's going to be kind of rough. I guess we'll call it YouTube Unplugged, maybe. So last thing I'll cover, talk a little bit about this. One of the brews I've got going on. And this is actually a kit beer. It came from Austin Homebrew Supply, and this is their Hop Bomb 2.0. And as the name implies, it's a taste bud shredder. This one really came in at about 9.7% alcohol, so it's a hefty beer. And you really want to be careful with it. Just a little bit about it. The grain bill on it is called for Crystal 60. There's 14 pounds of 2-row, some Cara Amber. There's 6 different hop additions, or 6 different hops in several different additions that you do with this beer. Call for Columbus and Summit, Millennium, Galena, Progress, and Willamette. I think that's 6. Anyway, again, that came from Austin Homebrew Supply. I've brewed that one several times as a partial. Brewed this last time as an extract. As an all grain kit. It's an excellent beer. If you're really a hop head, that's one to go, because it's really out there. I've brewed that one several times. And it's one that I've kind of taken the recipe and kind of made it my own house recipe now. I'm kind of looking at maybe doing, playing with a few things with it, using that as kind of the base recipe to jump from. If you're looking for a good kit beer, that's a great one to try, among others. So if you like IPAs, so I think that's gonna be about it for me. It's getting a little humid out here. I wasn't sweating when I started, but I am now. So it's 8 o'clock. So it's getting to be about that time. So I'm going to sign off here for now. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you tuning in. Oh, don't forget this. Want to give a shout out to my first 17 subscribers. And if you can believe that a guy that has a YouTube channel with no videos has 17 subscribers. Go figure. Anyway, you know who you are. Big shout out to you for subscribing and also for your patience. Hopefully there won't be a year between this video and the next one, and I'll try to be a little bit better about that. Anyway, cheers to all of you. Keep on brewing. comments down below as you see fit. I'm going to sign off. Take care.